Well, I think of one big one.
Getting pregnant 2 months into starting the business. But we were so blessed. We'd been trying for our daughter for many years, had multiple miscarriages, so it really was a blessing. But that did mean that it really focused us, didn't it? Because we had one income coming in. Failure wasn't an option. It wasn't ideal with my hormones raging, wasn't it? And morning sickness and all the rest of it. But
I think with every challenge comes an opportunity as well when you look at it from the positive side, that like you said, it really focuses the mind, and you've got to be so clear on what you're doing this for, like why you're doing it, and making sure that you're not wasting your time just doing daft stuff and silly things and not focusing on the core elements of your business that you need to. So yes, it was a challenge, I would say, but equally you've got to take it that it's a blessing, and failure's never been an option in this business for us.
Yeah. It was a lot of experimentation, wasn't it? Trial and things, see what worked. I think it was our confidence growing, because having come from corporate, like we didn't get trained on how to do this. Obviously, we were both so good at leading and influencing and problem solving, project management, negotiations. But when it comes down to trying to get super clear on why should people work with you over everybody else that's in the industry, how do you stand out online, what's the main thing that you're selling, what kind of results are you promising people, how does your service work, what pricing do you pick, what systems you use, what tech do you use. And then when you've made all of those decisions, it's like, how do you actually take that to market and stand out? Like we just learned, it was vertical.
It blows your mind, doesn't it, the amount that you've got to deal with when starting a business. And especially a lot of our clients, they specialise in something other than business. Like our speciality is business as well, isn't it? So I think that makes it even harder when you're trying to be like a therapist or like a videographer or different things like that, and then you've got this whole other business side that you've got to learn and deal with and grow in as well. Makes it a real challenge, I would say.
I think also we documented everything that we were doing, didn't we? So we made the commitment. Well, I say we, the royal we, I made the commitment because I was more front of camera by that point, wasn't I? More the face of the business as such. I was turning up on Instagram every day, LinkedIn, probably Facebook at the time as well, just talking about what we were doing, sharing client wins. And I think that's been one of the biggest lessons and blessings, is bringing everybody along with you. Because I think so often people can get put off when they think, oh, like they're an overnight success or they haven't had it hard. But oh my God, that first year, like it was brilliant. I think our second month of business, we did £14,000. I landed an international consultancy client. We had one-to-ones. But then we were also planning my maternity leave. I mean, maternity leave when you've got a business is completely different from when you're in corporate. But by the end of that first year, I think we were starting to find our feet a lot more. We were starting to stand out and get known for what we were doing. The client results were coming in and we were enjoying it. And then we changed it all up again in year 2 as well. So it's definitely been an evolution, hasn't it?
Yeah. What would you say is like the hardest thing about the dynamics in our relationship, would you say, starting?
I think what I'd not anticipated was how it changes the dynamics in our relationship. We both had our own careers, didn't we? We were doing really well. Like we had the fancy job titles, the nice car, the bonuses, the 6-figure salaries. Like we were both on talent programs, just whooshing up the organisation. And as much as I absolutely loved having you there all the time to support any questions, like when I would have moments of doubt, which were frequent, when I wanted to cry, give it up, vomit with the morning sickness, like you really kept me going and we both kept each other going. But I think the one thing I wasn't prepared for, even though I'm a feminist and even though like I'd always been the breadwinner as such, I think mainly just because I'm older than you, so I'd been out of the starting gates first. It was that pressure that I really felt to bring in the money, because that was the reality, wasn't it? And it was through no fault of yours. It was the fact that you were more...
Well, no, we committed to do this. Like that was your skill set, wasn't it? The sales and the social media, the front end, where I was in some of the delivery and things like that. So I think we just had to, we went through a stage of figuring out like whose role is who, and like it's okay for one person to be focusing on these things and the other one focuses on those. And actually I think we did come to the realization finally that after that first year and some challenges of going, this works really well when the dynamics and the skill sets of people can complement each other.
And I think being able to communicate, I mean, I know it sounds cheesy, everybody says communication, but it's so true, isn't it? So even though we do go back 20 years, it was having those conversations of, this is how I'm feeling at the moment. And sometimes it's not necessarily jumping in and solving the problem. It's just saying like, I see you, I totally get it. I'm feeling like that. Because I think, obviously with having the 2 kids at the time and 1 on the way, you've got the school runs, like the parties, the school clubs, all the organisation. And we don't have any family locally. So it like literally was just us 2 doing it all. So it was like a pressure cooker at some points, wasn't it?
I would say as well, our business relationship, we're not like that formal, are we, in terms of like putting meetings in the diary together, or it's still quite ad hoc. But would you give advice to other people to say like, make it more formal or do it in a different way than we do?
Yes, because I think if you're not working with your team who's in your house, you have to be able to communicate properly. I mean, I know it does your head in, but I shout up the stairs because I'm downstairs in the living room.
I can't hear what you're saying right now, Lion.
Funny enough though, when we do make a sale, you do listen to that one, don't you? Yeah. I think you've got to, because now it's not just us 2, is it? We've got 3 freelancers working with us as well. So even though we were able to grow so quickly because it was so dynamic, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We could talk to each other instantly, we could problem solve instantly, we could just make things happen and have that solid support for each other.
And that was one of the best and most exciting things about your business when you come from a corporate environment where projects took like 2 years to do anything. It's quite fun, isn't it, to get into your own business and you can make things happen instantly and quickly and see results and test stuff and almost play stuff. I think that's what I enjoy as well about business, is that like it is a bit of a game if you take the fun look at it, and you can see things happen and change things and then help people do that and see that happen for them is fun, exciting and rewarding, I would say as well.
Have you got any regrets?
No. I was trying to think of one when you said, but there's no regrets of changing corporate, is there?
Oh, definitely not.
We're unemployable now.
And I think also it's just the only way to really learn it and then make informed decisions about what's right for you and your business is to go through it, isn't it? Yeah, like we know nowadays with AI and there's constantly like hacks to this and get 10k overnight. And a lot of it, to be honest, is bullshit. Like we really have put the graft in, we've hustled, we've learned it from the bottom up. We're constantly like reading blogs, listening to podcasts, reading books, talking with peers in our industry, testing things, getting the live data. And I think there's no shortcut around that. So yeah, even though the first year, in fact, probably I would say the first 3 years have been the hardest, haven't they? Because then that's where a lot of the time our shiny object syndrome can kick in and you're like, oh, okay, I've done that. Now I'm going to move on to this or that. But I think the fact that we've both been able to keep each other on plan, like this is what our core focus is. It's the coaching. That's how we help our women get the transformations.
I think there's something in that as well, where you say in the first few years, there's this shiny object syndrome of things. But then after a while, there's a joy of doing the same thing again and repeating it and seeing how it improves and grows over time and seeing the results you get from taking that journey with 1 or 2 things rather than trying to do 6, 7, 8 different things all at the same time.
Like the word consistency does nothing for me, but actually that's the reality of how you get really good at something. And I think one thing that I am super proud of us for is we show up consistently. Yeah. Like, I'm not saying every single day. Obviously, there are days where you just need to take a hot moment and just whatever it is, whether it's resting or sorting yourself out, hormones, family, you can't predict everything. Yeah. But I think the one thing that I'm really proud of is we've always said, no, let's go for it. Let's do that live. Let's do the story. Let's get the post out. Let's reach out to somebody. Like you said.
A really good example of that is the Super Connector. So it's 2 years old next month, and we've not missed a month. Like, we started that from an idea that Laura had. She was bored and tired of traditional network, and that wasn't fun. You wanted to start something for us, so we just, it was in the middle of summer, so it wasn't ideal time. We started it, and 2 years later, every single month at 12 o'clock, on the third Tuesday of every month or whatever it is, it happens. The emails go out, the camera rolls, the people show up, and we've done that for 2 years now without a blip. So I think that's a really good example of consistency and making something happen. And people rely on us for that, to know that it's there. It's always going to be there, and they can show up and trust in us for that.
And I love the fact as well that we've made the commitment that we're never going to charge for that community. It's always going to be free. And so many people have been in our ears like, wow, you're getting 150 odd women regularly, you should monetize this, make it a membership. But actually we're doing more than all right from our core programs, aren't we? The one-to-one and the group. And I think it's really special because that is such a safe and energizing space for women to get together, regardless of the size of your business, the turnover, what you actually do in your business. And we always say, like, turn up as you don't need to perform, because business is so bloody hard, isn't it?
Yeah.
Especially when you've got families or you've got other people you're looking after. There's so many distractions. There's so many people out there online claiming to be more successful than they are. It can really get you down, and the temptation is to stop and then go back and get a corporate job. But I think creating and nurturing that beautiful space where women can thrive and go off and make their own connections. I mean, the amount of women that have started businesses together, that do other kinds of collabs, that have found clients through that.
It's lovely to hear the stories, isn't it, where people come back and say, oh, I met through the Super Connector, or you see pictures of people sending us stuff going, we're together today in person, we're talking about this, but we met on your Super Connector a month ago, so it's lovely to hear that.
Yeah.
And I think every month, even if we're having a bit of a down day, like, nobody leaves that call without a smile on the face every time.